Hey, JC. Hey, Angela. Hey, this is Suzanne Tidkemeyer, formerly of Known or Quivering, now here just of myself. I want to talk a little bit today about Costa Rica. A question I get a lot. People say, is it lonely here? Are you going to get lonely? No friends. Is it going to be hard to make friends? Well, it depends upon what friends you want. And I just have to explain the whole, oh, shoot. Hey, Aaron, the whole thing with the expat community in Costa Rica. Now, I don't know that this applies for all expat communities, but it applies here in Costa Rica. I can tell you at least where I am on the Gold Coast. Aaron, let me know when you know how to do that because I don't always do that really well. My husband is an extrovert. He makes friends everywhere. He doesn't care. He makes friends all across the expat community. I'm a little more choosy. One of the things that I've learned since living here that's a little bit different than in the States is you have some distinct classes of people here. You have your server crowd. Sometimes they stick around, sometimes they don't. They're usually pretty liberal, pretty open, but they're also kind of wild and all over the place. I like them. I get along fine with those people. You also have a crowd I'm going to call the millionaire class because there are a lot of people here that have retired early with a pile of money, and that's what they are doing here. They're spending their money, living their best lives. Unfortunately, the Americans that are here, it tends to be kind of what was it Stephen King said in one of his books, friends move in and out of your life like busboys in a restaurant. I find it tends to be a lot truer here, hey Heidi, than it is in the States. It's a very transient population here with the whole expat community in the American millionaire section. They come, they go. And boy, have I seen some go. I know of at least two that have lost everything they earn, their huge trust funds, doing day trading, doing a little gambling online by day trading. And I'm not even talking about Bitcoin, which goes up and down. I'm talking about going on there and doing day trading and thinking that they were going to make a fortune. And they went ahead and lost everything. I've seen a few of those guys here. I've seen a lot of Americans that get over here and they hit the 2 year mark and say, nope, that's it. Like I said, those are the ones that came here not expecting the culture to be different, expecting that they were going to live in their little Americanized house at the Marriott facility over there in Avellanas, or they were going to live in their little millionaire community, gated community of the Oaks near us. But they discovered that instead of being a big fish in a small pond like they were in their former places, they're just one of many several fish. And I see them react to that. That's one of those things that people don't deal well with. Is suddenly they don't have the influence they once had. They don't have the power. What they have is the same as everybody else up here. Like I said, I've seen a lot of people, 2 year mark seems to be the point where people get just done with it, get tired with it. Because like I said, there are bugs and shopping is a problem. And there are some things that might be hard to overcome if that's really what you want. If you want a comfortable retirement with 5 zillion channels and a McDonald's on every corner, a Starbucks on every corner, a Target on every corner, this is not the place for you. If you like to have a place where you're out in nature, there's all kinds of things to see and do. You want to learn about other people? This is a good place. The Ticos are wonderful. They're very friendly and very nice people. They will help you even if they don't have anything. They'll share with you even. I've been really impressed by the way that the Ticos around here present themselves. Now you're going to have one or two you're going to run into who are going to be the kind that will say, okay, gringo charges. They're going to charge you gringo prices. But you can pretty much pick those guys out and avoid them if you can. The American community, like I said, is really strange. There are a lot of friends here that you'll make and they'll go away. I've had that happen a lot here. It's people I've met, gotten close to, and the next thing I know, they moved back to the States for all kinds of reasons. So it becomes harder to make good friends here. Good friends are in short supply. People who are adventurous, who come and go a lot, tons of people here like that. And yeah, it is what it is. I've always found it fascinating. We have a lot of people here who are extremely politically conservative, a lot of Americans. Um, there are a lot of good places to go where the Americans hang out, like certain bars and restaurants. If you ask around, you'll find out who's where. There, here in Tamarinda, we don't have a library, so that's out of the question. But there is this big community of us that all stay in touch through the internet. So we all know when something's going down. The embassy, they always do things for certain times of the year, like 4th of July. The embassy throws a huge party with hot dogs, American foods, whatever. They didn't do that last year because of COVID. I don't know if they're going to do it this year because of COVID. We're under COVID restrictions here. I can't say that word, I think. I keep forgetting. They're going to demonetize me if I say that word. But pandemic shut down. Let's say that. That's better. Pandemic shut down. So there's a lot of that going on. So I don't know if they're going to do it this year. I haven't heard anything from the embassy yet. When you're overseas, it's always a good idea to register with the embassy. Let them know where you are. Let them know how long you're planning on staying. Always a good idea. And give them your email address so you can find out if something's happening. They're really good about letting you know if there's like road closures because of riots and various things. They're real good about that. Very good. Um, Being in Costa Rica is a good jumping off place if you want to travel around South and Central America. Even Liberia, where we live, there are flights that you can take to Panama, to Mexico City, to all kinds of different places that are actually pretty reasonable. Um, I know a lot of people that go to Mexico to do their visa. Every 90 days, if you're not a resident, even if you're working on your residency papers like I am, every 90 days you must leave, and you must show the Costa Rican government when you come back in right now that you have insurance that will cover COVID. Now, I advise everybody to use Trawick. Don't use Trawick. Trawick is now charging $900 for the insurance they were charging $80 for recently. They decided to raise their prices. There are a lot of other places that offer the insurance much cheaper. Even the Costa Rican government offers it cheaper. So when you come in, now you need to have your smartphone with a QR reader on it, because you're going to have to fill out a piece of paperwork online, upload your insurance policy proving that you have $50,000 worth of coverage. When you're done, they'll give you a QR code that you have to scan with your smartphone. And then when you get to the airport, we get to the people who are stamping the passports, the first thing they're going to ask you for is that QR code. Now, I know some people that have printed it out on paper, and that works too. I took a picture with my cell phone. It didn't work real well. We had some issues with getting that in. Nate the lawyer chick calls it the panorama. I thought, he is kind of cute, really cute. So there's that. You can make easy friends with the Ticos. Americans, it really depends upon groups. That's where church comes in handy. A lot of people I've met through church. The problem with doing the church thing is people tend to spiral in and out, get mad at something the pastor said, stomp off for a while, go try to start a Church of the Holy Basement. There's a lot of that goes on here too. Like I said, having been through that, I just kind of laugh at that and just push it off. Um, the Americans, there's also another group I have to talk about that are part of the larger picture of American expats. I'm just going to come right out and call them what they are: the crazies. What do I mean? Well, there's one, I'm just going to call him Jersey. It's close to his name, but not exactly. I've seen him 2 or 3 times recently, and every single time that I've viewed Jersey and said, "Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in forever. How you been doing? How'd you make out during the pandemic?" First thing out of his mouth is, "Don't get that COVID, don't get that vaccine, because if you get that vaccine, you're going to be dead within a year." And it's not, "Hey, this is how I'm doing." It's always babbling out about that. I've given him rides before, and this is not unusual. He always has some kind of conspiracy theory uppermost in his mind that he's working on. And he'll tell you about him a great deal. I went through about a 6-month period where every time I saw him, he claimed he was his twin brother. And I kept saying, "Jersey, I know you're not your twin brother. I know you don't have a twin brother over here." So whether he's missing some screws in there or not, I don't know. I just know that he's a lot. We have a lot of people here like that have conspiracy theories, that hold some really strange conspiracy theories. There's a whole bunch of Americans I know right now who are what I always call the kale sniffing, yoga doing types that are in defiance of every single masking order. And they're all going to the same all natural grocery store and not wearing masks and demanding that the cashiers take theirs off, even though we're fourth in the world right now for per capita COVID infections, scuttlebutt infections, beer infections, whatever. We're number four. So it sounds like Jesse. And he's not the only one. There's an elderly lady that comes and uses our hot tub every now and then, and I like her a lot. But she also has a tendency to start spouting that stuff, and I just kind of like walk away and don't say anything. She had some stuff to say about Joe Biden the other day and some conspiracy theory, and I didn't even want to listen to it. It's like, I'm not thrilled about Biden anymore than I was thrilled about Trump, but I don't want to hear a conspiracy theory. I just want to hear the true, real things. So you have a lot of people here that I think to actually even consider coming here, you have to have kind of an adventurous spirit. And unfortunately, that adventurous spirit sometimes goes hand in hand with a little bit left or right of normal, has been my observation. I've seen some pretty crazy things go down because of conspiracy theories. Yeah. And all I can say is they don't arrest gringos here at the same rate they do Ticos, which is all kinds of wrong. If you're here, you'll feel for the first time in your life extreme caste differentiation between classes. You'll feel it hard in how you're treated in many different places. If they think you're Tico, they'll treat you differently. If they think you're an American with a fat billfold, all bets are off. So there's that. Most Americans here seem like they're pretty decent. I'm talking about the ones on the edges. So we do have a number of them that have the conspiracy theories. I laugh because a lot of them have the biggest conspiracy theories, like Trump taking office again in the next couple of months. Also, are the same people who are not attempting to get a residency certificate. They're happy just coming here as tourists. And I love to point out to them when they get smart ass with me about, hey, you know something? You're an illegal immigrant here. All those illegal immigrants you're bitching about in the States, you are one here. Do you know what the difference is between an expat and a illegal immigrant? Money, and skin color. That's really the only difference. And I think that's kind of funny that they can't even see that they're doing the same thing. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you about friends more than that, except to say there are different classes of people here. You have to figure out who you hang out with. We tend to hang out with people who are like us, retirees on a pension, who are here, who are enjoying it, who are not trying to make everybody snort kale and do yoga or surf, because those are the other kinds that you have here. And I've just laughed because what can you do? They're insisting that the way they do everything is right. They're kind of like fundamentalists. They're the opposites, but they are fundamentalists at heart. So you just got to find your tribe. That's one of the things that the internet is wonderful for. If you can't find your tribe, you got to cry on somebody's shoulder. Skype. I cannot tell you how many times I've called Cindy Kunzman, who's a good friend of mine in real life, or I've called my aunt, or I've called my friend Reva. I've called all my friends because it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown sort of thing. And those things do happen. So it's nice to have people you can bounce your ideas off of. If you don't have them in real life, you can talk to somebody. I have a lot of friends here. I don't have any deep friends here. And I think that the environment does not lead to deep friendship here because everybody is in transit. It's more of a a social thing, more of a not quite so deep thing. So far, I've only made one really close, deep friend here, and she's already gone back to the States. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll give you guys some updates the next time that I run into super crazy. And I did have another super crazy friend that I adored. He had conspiracy theories. That was on his way to Venezuela. He wanted to go to Venezuela really badly. And I always wonder what happened to him. He's a former cop, former social worker, and he was going down to Venezuela to help out an ex-girlfriend. Haven't seen him since. It's another one, another friend passing in and out of your life. Anyway, I have made a couple of pretty good friends. The guy who used to own, what is that? Just takes a little while, I guess. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. I've been on here 15 minutes, but I was on here an hour earlier talking about my journey in Quiverful. I'm finding I'm having to make some videos that talk about who I am because people get very confused. My poor son told me today, it's his birthday. I, he said, Mom, you're all over YouTube. Why are you so active? I tried to watch your channel, but I don't understand what the hell you're ranting about. All I can say is he must have hit one of those, I'm so mad at without box of Kleenex, and he couldn't figure out who and what I was talking about. So I'm going to try to be more clear about that. I'm going to try to stick to the 1 o'clock. I may do some other stuff like this where I'm trying to put in content that people have asked me about again and again. I need to put up a definitive hair care one because everybody asked me about that. And I've mentioned it a couple times, but I think I'm just going to do the hair care one and leave it at that. So anyway, I'm going to go. You guys have a great day. I love you.